Are we on? There we go. Hi Foods 10, it's Mrs. Y here again, and today we're going to make Greek lemon roasted potatoes, or in Greek we call them patates ladolemono, potatoes, oil, and lemon. So, key ingredients. I have 5 potatoes peeled, soaking in water so they don't brown. I've got one more to do right here. I've got about 1/3 cup of good olive oil. I have about 1 cup of chicken stock. Now, quite often I make it with veggie stock because my grandson and my daughter are vegetarian. Tastes the same. I've got pre-made lemon juice here, but actually for today, I have a lemon that I zested yesterday for a strawberry rhubarb pie. And the lemon's still good and juicy, so I'm going to use my electric juicer to get the juice out of one whole lemon for this recipe. I have Greek oregano. It's a little bit different from Mexican oregano, slightly different flavor. I have some, going all Greek today. I got some Greek sea salt. You can use, of course, regular salt, pepper, and I think that's it. So I'm just gonna finish peeling the last potato. So this is about 6 potatoes. It feeds 4. You can always double the recipe. You can always reduce the recipe. This is kind of tough for me because I'm not used to cooking with recipes quite often, like I've said before. So I had to kind of play around with it and see what quantities work best. Growing up, we just made it. We just cut potatoes, did the seasonings, threw it in the oven, and called it a day. So what I need to do with these potatoes is quarter them. Now you can leave them in long spears or wedges, which is fine. Or if you want them to cook a little bit quicker, I cut them into 1/8, so they're like little chunks of potato. So I think these ones I'm going to leave as spears. So what I'm going to do is, instead of cutting them in quarters, I'm going to cut them into 1/3 of each side, which makes them a little bit narrower, so they'll get nice and crispy, soft in the center, which is lovely. And it doesn't take long. That's why I like to get a few things ahead of time. You can do the potatoes, peel them, prepare them, as long as they're not out of the bowl. They need to be in water because there's a chemical reaction that happens with potatoes and they oxidize, which means they turn to a rusty brown color and they're not edible. You should not be eating potatoes that have been sitting out, that are dried and rusty. Subsequently, when you buy potatoes and you see they've got a lot of green on them, that's toxic. You should really cut that away or throw them out if they're too green. That means that they were picked way too early. That's actually not good for you at all to eat the green potato. I remember seeing those as a kid in potato chips going, that's weird, it's a green chip. I mean, we didn't die from it or anything, but word on the street is don't eat them, especially like a big roasted potato. You should not see green chunks. All right, this is super simple. All I'm going to do right now is drain these in the sink and get them ready. I've got a colander. There you go, you can see me. All right. You know me, I like to cook with a minimal mess because I make a big mess anyway. Try and keep it down. So I've got this 9x13 roast pan. It's a little big for this. Yeah, that's more family style. I'm going to get an 8x8 square pan. That's just a little too small, too big. I mean, you could do them, put them in a single layer, but it just won't be the same. So I've got an 8x8 pan for this amount of potatoes. And I'm going to drop them in. Yeah, you want that nice and full because the chicken stock or the veggie stock, the oil, the lemon is going to go in here, and you need it to be sitting around. It'll be too shallow if I do this, and they won't soak up. That's the whole key to Greek potatoes. You want them soft and fluffy on the inside and crispy on the top. So what makes this easier, got about 1/3 cup of olive oil. I always put the oil on first because that's what makes the seasoning stick. Now I've got paper towel right here for my hands. I'm going to coat the potatoes. You could do this with a spoon. It's not the same. Get your hands in there. Now I washed my hands, of course, before you on camera, but I'm going to wash them again. I'm going to put my hands back in there again, but I got oil on my hands right now. So I'm going to take 2 teaspoons of dried oregano. I actually have a measuring spoon that's 2 teaspoons. Don't know why. Really weird set. Okay. I'm going to put some in my hand. Actually, I'm going to put it on my hand. And I'm going to rub it. Now for this amount, maybe 2 teaspoons is a lot. Go with 1. You be the judge of how much oregano you want. Sea salt, I'm going to put a teaspoon. Be careful with sea salt. It's very salty. It's saltier than regular iodized salt, that table salt that we use. So I might just cut it back a little. That's Andy whining. It's almost his supper time. And then I'm going to use half a teaspoon of pepper. Do I have pepper here? Nope, that's salt. Pepper. Come on. Again, normally I just pour on top. So now you want to get all the seasonings all on there. It's got a nice amount of oregano. By rubbing the leaves, you're releasing the oils of the oregano plant, so it becomes far more aromatic and more tasteful. You can really taste the oregano. And soap and water in the sink. All right. Next, yeah, see that was a bit much. Maybe a tablespoon to that amount. Like I said, use your judgment. That's the good thing about home cooking. At school, we have things precisely measured because we have 4 people doing it. I think we're doing this home style now. Cut the lemon in half, juice it. It should be about 1/4 to 1/2 cup. I like this electric one because it strains all the seeds and the pulp. So I'm just getting straight juice, and it's also a measuring cup. So that's about 1/4 cup, which is good. I think I'm going to supplement it with a bit more. We like that lemon. And about 1 cup of chicken stock. You don't have to use that much. I'm going to use a little less. I'm going to use about 3/4. And in it goes into the oven for about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. I'm going to start Miss Google with 45 minutes. Presto Magic television. There we go. Hey Google, start timer for 45 minutes.
45 minutes, and we're starting now.
Don't you love it? I need a Google at school. Okay. Through the magic of television. There's our roasted potatoes. Now, I tested them, but every so often you're going to want to go in and make sure before you pull them out that they're fork tender. You should be able to mush them, okay? And then that's perfect. I checked these about 15 minutes ago at 45, and they were still a little hard. Just gonna transfer them to a serving dish. You can see the steam rising. Oh, lots of, now look how much that absorbed. There's hardly any liquid left. So the smaller the pan, the higher the size, it's okay. That means the liquid's going up there and getting everything. And there we go. Ready for dinner. Enjoy. See you next time.